Hello and welcome to a new episode on Sadhana World Foundation. As you know, we care about crafting young lives. We present stories drawn from our day-to-day lives, and we find correlation between our experiences daily with the knowledge that's embedded in our ancient texts. This is the time of the year when most parents with children are extremely worried because this is the time of examinations in most schools, colleges, universities across India. What do parents do? Parents advise their children, they almost guard their children from getting distracted with sports and games. They stop their children from going out and playing with their friends. They keep on advising their children that you must concentrate on your books and notes so that you score well in the exam. If you score well in the exam, you have a bright future ahead. Most Indian parents do this. But think about a small country like Iceland, which is having less than 400,000 people. Yet, that nation figures in the FIFA World Cup, while India doesn't qualify. Of course, this could be an exception. However, this just makes the point that many of us are obsessed with activities related to studying our books and notes at home and at our schools. All of us know that sports and games have got a tremendously positive impact on our lives. Sports and games not only help our kids gain physical strength, develop healthy habits, learn to lead life with discipline. They also help our children to become mentally tough. It prepares them to face life. Just imagine a player who's concerned about whether he or she will be selected for the game. And once being selected, one is concerned about one's performance. One is always anxious. Imagine the amount of stress one takes while you go for a game of sport. All of these help our children right from our early stages to face life much more confidently. It prepares them to play a game of sport in a team. They learn to let go, they learn to share, they learn to collaborate with others, they learn to appreciate the strengths of others, they learn to overlook the weaknesses and deficiencies of their team members. They know how to work together, they get to learn to focus on a goal. They can set goals in their lives. Aren't all of these extremely valuable lessons that all our children need at a young stage so that when they come to their 20s, they can really lead their life as good citizens with strong moral compass. They know what is right, they know what is wrong, and they can choose whether to pursue the path of right or the path of wrong. Isn't that, as parents, we should all be seeing to find in our children? When we play the role of parents, possibly we forget all of these, and hence we push our children to moving away from mental toughness, from physical toughness, from discipline, from ability to work in a team. Many of our young people who are working in factories, offices, in various places across the country, they get very easily bored of doing the same job. They want a change because they forget that they need to do the same boring stuff day in and day out. They need to practice it to become a master. Arjun doesn't become a master archer, or Ekalabya doesn't become a master archer just overnight. They try, they keep on trying, they keep on practicing the same thing. The drudgery of doing the same thing again and again for a long period of time makes somebody a master craftsman. This understanding comes from the sports and games. Many of us forget this, and our children need to be prepared for this so that they evolve, they respect, they value, they appreciate the art of becoming masters in whatever field that they choose. So I looked at our ancient texts. Naturally, we start with Greece. We all know about the Olympics nearly 2,800 years ago. This was conceived as an offering to Zeus. And similarly, their philosophers, Plato, Aristotle, all these people have spoken about the importance of physical fitness, importance of games in day-to-day lives to make citizens strong people, to make their country a strong country. Think of the poems of Iliad and Odyssey. It is full of various kind of athletic competitions. All of these talk about the importance of sports and games. All of these are to inspire people to make sports and games a part of their life. Think of India, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, the epics that we have. All of these talk about a range of sports and games. In the Mahabharata, right from the game of dice, where you are expected to be thinking of strategy, thinking of intelligence, thinking of various kind of strengths and weaknesses of your opponents, and accordingly making your moves. The practice of playing fairly. Some of these things are explained so nicely. Of course, the art of archery, the fighting with the mace, the wrestling, and many other kinds of games and sports have been talked about, or racing of chariots have been talked about in the Ramayana and Mahabharata. In the Ramayana, there is a fight which happens between two brothers, Bali and Sugriv. And the way Ram intervenes in that fight is a matter of great debate, has always remained a great debate and discussion about the moral principles involved in a game of sport. Our Indian traditions are full of many of these stories. Many of these stories, episodes, mythology, whatever you say, all of these point to the direction of making sports and games an important part of our life. Probably we are forgetting the value of this, and maybe time has come that we need to recraft, we need to rethink about the number of hours our children must engage and indulge in sports and games, and the learning that they have, the way that we build character of our young people through this practice of sports and games. This is not only in India or in Greece. In various parts of the world, I see similar things. Whether it is China, whether it is Rome, whether it is Mesoamerican, various cultures have talked about similar values and principles. Ladies and gentlemen, my dear children, thank you very much for thinking about sports and games and its importance in our day-to-day life. I look forward to our future conversations. Thank you very much.